Want to welcome to the News Center with Republican strategist Matt Klink and Kurt Bardella, publisher of the Watchdog Report on Substack and co-host of the Party Lines podcast. Kurt Bardella, thank you both for being here. Obviously, this has been a developing story over the last couple of days. Now leading to this is today, Platner saying that he is going to remove himself from the race altogether. Kurt, let me start with you. What do you make of Platner's message?
Delusional, hanging on to the last thread of relevancy that he'll have. He knows the party is about to be over. He knows that in about 1 month, no one's going to be talking about him, asking him what he thinks. His 15 minutes of fame are about to be up, so he is clinging desperately to the last semblance of relevancy that he'll ever have again in his life. And we see this a lot of times with candidates when the end is near, and they know it's over, but they're just still clawing and hanging on to that relevancy. He's about to go to the ocean of obscurity, and good riddance, I say.
Matt, let me ask you this. Last night, our colleague Katie Pavlich interviewed a woman who used to date Graham Platner. Now, to be clear, she says that she never experienced anything like what Platner is being accused of. But during their time together, she had this to say about Platner's announcement.
Well, I think that's a really disappointing response. I think most women out there would say that that's a very disappointing response. Believing women doesn't mean believing a woman who is in a particular political party. These issues transcend political party, and I think that's what we're seeing play out here.
What do you make of her comments, and then more broadly, Platner's 11-minute video?
Well, let's take the second part first, because I think that's the easiest. Look, I think Kurt nailed it. He knows Maine better. He's forgotten more about Mainers than I know about Mainers. But just from a general human relationship standpoint, it was a completely out of touch video that, I mean, it was terrible. I mean, from a communications consultant perspective, if anybody did consult him, they should hopefully never do this again. It was terrible. I mean, to even have Emily's List say that he accepted no accountability. But look, the broader perspective here is that the mainstream media and the national Democrats, they didn't vet him properly. They vetted him for one thing only. He polled better initially than Susan Collins, and they liked the fact that he was a non-traditional progressivist, white male, which the Democrats are so desperate to get back in touch with, that he checked these boxes, but he had a matching set of luggage. He had so much baggage, and they looked over it. So look, I mean, Democrats want democracy until democracy is inconvenient, and now they're going to try to replace him with a quasi-democratic process led by the insiders.
Let's talk about that a little bit, because we're just getting into the newsroom that Ro Khanna is endorsing Troy Jackson. Which is a pretty progressive candidate, probably the most progressive out of those kind of in this pool. Kurt, what are your thoughts on this? And is this, to the point a moment ago from Matt, a little bit too fast? I know they have a short deadline, but this seems like a pretty quick reaction following hours ago, this confirmation from Platner.
Well, for those who don't know, Troy Jackson was the president of the state Senate in Maine. He's got the support of over 50 local community officials already. And again, and Matt's right about this, I worked for Senator Olympia Snowe back in the day, so I'm very familiar with the politics of Maine. I think that coalescing around someone who's already served in public office at a high level makes sense right now. You want to try to pick someone who's been vetted on some level, who's appeared on a ballot, so you don't get burnt again. Because if they don't get this one right, they're toast. They're cooked. They're not going to win. I think you're going to start seeing a real coalescing behind Troy Jackson. Ro Khanna's just sending out the message to those from that progressive side of the Democratic Party. Hey, this is the guy. We don't have time to spare. Like, as Matt pointed, this is going to be a very quick process. We can make conversations about whether it's democratic enough or not, but the process is what it is. They got till Monday to get Graham officially off the nomination, and then they got 2 weeks to have a convention. They're going to have 600 delegates pick the nominee, and there's going to be a lot of groundwork that has to be done. It's going to have to happen very quickly.
Very quick. It almost reminiscent of Biden, Kamala Harris, last-minute candidate joining the race. That didn't turn out well.
I don't know what you're talking about. I never heard about that.
That didn't turn out well last year. Matt, let me end with you, kind of getting your thoughts on this. Ro Khanna's backing certainly helped push Platner to win the nomination there. Do you think it's going to have enough strength moving forward? especially, in light of the fallout from Platner, and then just given the little time, does he have the stamina, Troy, to really match up against Susan Collins here, who, well, whether you like her or not, she has had a dominant role in Maine and in politics there?
Ro Khanna's endorsement is so transactional political. It smells. I mean, the king is dead. Long live the king. He anointed someone before the body's even cold here. So, and look, Ro Khanna has viewpoint perspective. I think that the new candidate is going to, if he is indeed the individual, will make a challenging opponent for Senator Collins. It's going to be a tough year for Republicans, especially someone who is known throughout the state. So again, though, I think that Graham Platner had things that were attractive to the super progressives. This new candidate, I don't know a whole heck of a lot about him, Troy Jackson, but look, it could be that he gives her a credible run, but I think it's still Susan Collins' race to lose. She just has to switch up her campaign accordingly.
Yeah, well,
I'll say Troy was a logger by trade, so he's got that Maine log man in him.
I think whether you're Republican or Democrat right now, you're hoping that Platner kind of rides off into the sunset and this race proceeds. November will be here faster than we know it.
Ocean of obscurity.
Keep him around Goodbye. For a while. He's good for the Democratic Party. Keep him around.
We'll see. All right, Matt Klink and Kurt Bardella, really appreciate both of you.
Thank you.
Coming up, Republicans pressing the